Okay, we're going to visit development of paragraphs, and we're going to start with particulars and details. Now, you use this type of paragraph when you're writing a descriptive or a narrative paragraph. Descriptive or narrative. And you can go back and view the video on types of paragraphs. When you're dealing with a particulars and details type paragraph, you're going to make a topic sentence that's going to point to the fact that you're going to develop that paragraph by giving particulars and details to support your topic statement. The idea develops by an indirect promise that the topic statement actually makes to the reader by the way it's worded. The particulars and details, as we stated, would be descriptive or narrative, and whether it's descriptive or narrative will depend upon the assertion that you make in the topic statement. Now, what are particulars? Particulars are facts, details, specifics, essentials, data, minutia, the basics, or statistics. And we're going to show you some examples. So, you make sure that you word your topic sentence or express it in a manner that obviously leads the reader to expect that particulars and details will immediately follow. So let's look at some examples. Let's say you're going to talk about some facts. So you say Tiger Woods is the greatest golfer of all time, if you consider his record. So this promises to the reader that you're going to talk about Tiger Woods being the greatest golfer of all time, and you're going to discuss his record to prove it, to support it. If you're giving details, here's an example. The isle or island was strange and delicate. So you're promising to give a description of the island and why it was strange and why it is delicate. One wishes, after reading this, to know what would prompt a writer to describe the isle by these adjectives. So this is going to be a descriptive paragraph. Let's say you're talking about specifics. Here's a paragraph that starts, "There is scarcely a scene or object familiar to the Galilee of that day which Jesus did not use as a moral illustration of some glorious promise or moral law." So you expect scenes and objects in your description of this topic sentence. You're going to talk about the moral illustrations that Jesus made using scenes and objects. So you expect that enumeration. Let's talk about essentials. Here's a statement. Our journey to the wilderness required us to pack several items crucial to our survival. So what are you going to talk about here in this paragraph? You're going to talk about not the journey to the wilderness, but the items that you packed that are crucial to your survival. Here is data. You're going to use a paragraph of particulars and details when talking about data. Our company's fourth quarter earnings are at an all-time high compared to the last 10 years. The sentence is going to talk about the fourth quarter earnings compared to the last 10 years being at an all-time high. So you might give first a sentence about this year's quarter earnings, and then you're going to talk about the last 10 years. Now you might want to talk about minutia. You'll use particulars and details. Here's a descriptive type topic sentence. The countryside was breathtakingly beautiful and left us all in a state of awe. So here you're going to talk about the beautiful countryside and why you were in a state of awe by describing the beauty. You might talk about the trees and the rolling hills and a rainbow and a light rain. Nevertheless, you're going to use the particulars and details. You might want to talk about basics. Your training will be rigorous, last for 6 weeks, and require you to complete 12 modules, each essential for your success as a computer programmer. So here, you're going to be talking about the modules. the training, and you'll describe the modules here. You might say module 1 begins with X, Y, and Z, and module 2 and go on through the 12 modules. You might want to divide the modules up into parts and say 1 through 3 teaches you the beginning, and the next 4 teaches you the middle, and then the rest the end. You can divide it up any way you want. And finally, you'll use this type of paragraph when you're talking about statistics. The youth crime rate, due to several factors, has consistently risen over the past 10 years. You can talk about what it was 10 years ago, and then 5 years, and then you can talk about now, or you can do it in another order. You might want to talk about now and then go backwards, or talk about 10 years ago and go forward. You might want to talk about the factors each, let's say, year, and why it's gone up. We're going to go in the next video and show some examples, but if you look at this, you can see that when you're going to use this type of paragraph, you're going to use it for description and narratives. Thank you for watching.